You might have heard of a group called the American Freedom Tour. They've been going all around the country for the past year, putting on these radically awesome Republican events. And I do mean that quite literally. They're a spectacle to behold, right? You've got the stage all made up. You've got special lighting and TV monitors and giant screens and all kinds of fun stuff happening on stage. Very expensive to put on, by the way. But a lot of these American Freedom Tour events have been headlined by none other than Donald Trump himself. Because he, earlier this year, actually signed a multi-million-dollar deal with them to go out and do these paid speeches. Other Republicans also followed suit. People like Kimberly Gilfoyle, people like Candace Owens. They show up, they speak at these things, crowds of thousands of people, everybody going wild. It seems like a massive success, and on the surface it is. But according to a new report from the Washington Post, American Freedom Tour is practically bankrupt. They got no money, and they're not paying their bills or the people that have gone and spoken at these events. With the notable exception, of course, of Donald Trump. He's getting paid, but apparently not many other people are. As I mentioned, the speakers, the vendors, they're complaining now that they're not getting paid, and they're also saying we may have to take legal action because I showed up, I did what I was required to do, they haven't paid me. And the reason is because the group has no money at all. Here's what's happening. The group was founded and is currently run by a man by the name of Brian Forte. And just a couple months ago, Mr. Forte, for the 5th time in his life, had to file for personal bankruptcy because he's not good with money, apparently. And the things he decides to do with his money are very, very bad. So he can't make money. So for the 5th time in his life, the guy had to declare bankruptcy. And I think the American Freedom Tour is not that far behind him. According to some staffers, by the way, who spoke to the Washington Post, American Freedom Tour is still selling tickets to events that have already been canceled. And when people complain, they're given a refund, but if not, they're just sent a message saying you could use your ticket that you bought for this one for a future event. So the people who bought tickets to events that have already been canceled aren't even getting refunds unless they specifically ask for it. That kind of seems like that might be considered fraud. If this is what's happening, if these staffers are telling the truth, then yes, selling tickets to an event that doesn't happen, that you know has already been canceled, and then not giving people their money back, you're setting yourself up for a class action lawsuit that you're 100% going to lose. But there is one event that is apparently still on the books, and that is an event at Mar-a-Lago. So let me read this from the Washington Post. The tour's advertised upcoming black tie gala at Mar-a-Lago with tickets starting at $10,000 a couple to spend time with Trump. The event includes a poolside reception and a formal ballroom dinner. Ooh. Dinner and a photo with Trump costs $40,000. And a private library meeting with Trump is so pricey that it's only listed as, quote, inquire below. So, American Freedom Tour wants to make some money off this, right? Oh, you want to go have dinner with Donald Trump? You want to watch him eat a well-done steak covered in ketchup? $40,000. Pay up. But here's the thing. This is at Mar-a-Lago. If you're a wealthy South Florida Republican, you're probably already at Mar-a-Lago, which means you have unfettered access to Donald Trump. You don't have to plop down $40,000 to sit next to him while he's chowing down on a Big Mac. You can walk up to him and say, hey, I'm rich, talk to me, and he'll do it. So I don't know how many tickets to that you're going to sell. But another reason I think that this group is going bankrupt is because of the cost of these events. Now think about it this way, right? You're bringing in high-profile Republican speakers who obviously command a lot of money. So off the top, the speakers are very expensive. Whether it's Trump, Guilfoyle, Candace Owens, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, any of those people, they're popular with Republicans, so they're pricey. Then you just got to pay for the venue. And since you're buying venues that seat thousands of people, that's very expensive. All of the fun little pyrotechnics and the, digital displays and things like that. Hugely expensive. Let me put it to you this way. We do an event twice a year out in Las Vegas. And we have a little booth that we put out there. You know how much a TV costs, a 55-inch TV to rent for one day in that booth? You know how much that costs from the hotel? Over $1,200 a day. Like, you can literally go out and buy 2 or 3 55-inch screen TVs for the cost of renting one for a day. And that's just one TV for one small booth at a hotel in Vegas. I can't imagine the prices that this group has to pay for all of the elaborate setups that they put on stage. It's crazy expensive. So in order to recoup the costs that they incur, and this is just simple economics, you would have to charge ticket prices that are astronomical. You would have to be $300-400 per ticket and guaranteed sellout in order to even break even. But they're not doing that, because the tickets, in order to actually get Trump supporters to show up, are only $50-55. You're never going to turn a profit on that. And here's why. As I mentioned, the wealthy people who want access to Trump, they already have access to Trump. They don't have to plop down to go sit in an auditorium and hear him speak. The people who don't have access to him are people who do not have a lot of money. At least not a lot of throwing around money that can't spend $10,000 or $40,000 to go have dinner with him. So they pay $50 to go see him speak. But selling $50 seats, even if you sell out, does not even begin to cover the cost that you've incurred. So it's no wonder American Freedom Tour is going under. This is simple economics that even the dumbest people in this country would be able to understand. You can't spend more than you bring in. But apparently Brian Forte and the American Freedom Tour didn't quite understand that, and now they're facing financial ruin because they didn't know that rich people don't want to plop down a lot of money to go listen to Donald Trump lie to them for 2 hours. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.